All right, so I'm just going to go over this cool down from yesterday quickly. So we're going to write an equation for each story, then find the number of problems originally assigned by the teacher. So basically, we're going to write the equation and then we're going to solve it. If you get stuck, we're going to draw a tape diagram. So I am going to draw the tape diagram for you as well. So let's read, underline important stuff always. 5 students came for after school tutoring. That's something I will underline. 5 students. Lynn's teacher assigned each of them the same number of problems. Also something I will underline. To complete. And then he assigned each of the students, or he assigned each student 2 more problems. Oh, that's something I would underline. That's a bad underline. Can I erase? Okay, 2 more problems. 30 problems assigned in all. So type an equation in the box below. Use X to represent the number of problems Lynn's teacher assigned. Okay, so what I do know is that there was 30 total problems. So that is going to be my total. And I have 5 students. So I'm going to draw 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside each box, let's scroll back up. In each box, they have the same number of students. And then it tells me that I'm using X to represent the number of problems. I'm sorry. Same number of problems, using X to represent the number of problems. It tells us that. So in each box, I'm going to have an X, at least. X, 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 X. And then it says, then he assigned each student 2 more problems. So I'm going to come back down here and write +2. Sorry, I can't fit everything in here perfectly, but you get the gist. Everything should have +2. So in every box, you should have X +2. Now, can we solve this? Now that we have our tape diagram drawn, and if you don't have your tape diagram drawn like this, why not? Going back over it, I have 30 total, okay, assigned in all. 5 students, that's why I have 5 boxes. Each student got the X number of problems plus 2 more. That is why my tape diagram looks like this. So if I were to write an equation, look at my boxes. I have something inside my boxes, which means I'm going to have something inside my parentheses. Anytime that there's more than one thing in there, you have to put parentheses in there. 5 boxes, so that's the number on the outside of my parentheses. X +2 goes on the inside. So here in this box, it should be 5 parenthesis X +2. Close the parenthesis. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Close the parenthesis. Why is it not doing what I want it to do? All right, there we go. And all of that equals 30. So your equation should have looked something like this. Now to solve that, we can either use the tape diagram or we can use the equation. Because I'm trying to get rid of the tape diagrams and we're going to move towards the equations, I just want you to see it one more time. This is what it looks like. Could you solve it like this? Yes, you could, but we're going to solve it using the equation. So solving using the equation, I would divide by 5 because right now I'm multiplying by 5. So I want to divide by 5 to get that X +2 on its own. So then when I divide by 5, 30 divided by 5 is 6. Now I have X +2 equals 6. Let me break this down actually so y'all can see it visually. So I'm going to divide by 5. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. I divided that other side by 5. So now I have X +2 equals 6. Now I'm going to also do the inverse operation or the opposite to get rid of that loose. X +2 times 5 equals 30 because I had 5 students. Each student got the same number of problems, that's X, +2. He then assigned them 2 more problems for a total of 30. That is where my equation came from. When I solved it out, I got 4. I apologize. I thought I had paused it while I was doing all of that stuff in silence. So let's move on. Number 2. Again, read, underline always. 5 students came for after school tutoring. 5 students, again, something I would underline. Priya's teacher assigned each of them the same number of problems. I would underline that too. Then she assigned 2 more problems to one of the students. 27 problems were assigned in all. All right, sounds good. Before I write my equation, let's draw a tape diagram. Oops, I didn't mean to clear that, but y'all saw it. Let's draw this tape diagram. So I know I have a total of 37 or 27, right? Total of 27. That's going to be my total. I have 5 students again, so I'm going to have 5 boxes. Some of you all might be thinking, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each student is going to have the same amount of problems. X to represent the number of problems. So I'm going to put an X in each box. X, 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 X. But then wait, there's something else I'm missing. Remember this up here. She assigned 2 more problems to one of the students. That it comes at the end. So this box is going to have a 2 all by its lonesome. Every student got X amount of problems, and then one student got 2 more. So that 2 more was added on to the end. So we're just going to add it on to the end. That is why my tape diagram looks like this one. Let's solve it. Well, let's write an equation first. Now looking at this, how can I write my equation? So we already saw up here that I wrote an equation with a parenthesis. So by order of elimination, I know that this equation is not going to have any parentheses. Also, peep this, there's only one thing in each box. If there's only one thing in each box, no parentheses needed. No parentheses needed unless there's 2 things in each box. So I know that my total is going to be 27. So at the end, everything's going to equal 27. Or I could put it at the beginning and say 27 equals, scroll back down, what does it equal? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X's. So I would put 27 equals 5X plus that little 2 on the end. So 27 equals 5X plus 2. That is what your equation should look like from this tape diagram and from this situation. That 2 was only assigned to one of the students, so that's just going to go here on the end. Let's solve it. Always trying to get rid of loose numbers. So I'm going to take that 2 away. So then I have 25 equals 5X. What am I going to do now? I'm going to divide, guys. 5 equals X because 25 divided by 5 equals 5. So here in this box, 5. And that is how you solve both parts of this cool down.